guys, welcome back to another Feastful Friday. Today we're going to be making an amazing pepper steak. It only takes 20 minutes from the time you start prepping to the time you start eating. I've been looking for recipes that are really quick to make. Sometimes during the week I don't want to cook, or I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and I'd rather not eat out. So I've been looking for a lot of recipes that we can whip up really fast that are really delicious. This one was amazing, and I said, oh gosh, I gotta share this with my friends. I know how important it is to most of us to get a good meal that tastes good, that the family's gonna love on the table when you're in a time crunch. I think this one is definitely one to add to that recipe box, so let's go ahead and get started. Today's recipe, you're gonna need olive oil, 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, 8 ounces of flank steak. I could only find skirt steak, which will work out just fine, 3 cloves of garlic, brown sugar, soy sauce, sesame oil, ground ginger, and cornstarch. Okay, we're gonna start off by getting the peppers cut into 1-inch cubes. Typically when I'm working with a dish that has meat and veggies, I always start with the veggies first anyways. I don't know. I don't want to touch the veggies after I've touched the meat. So we're just going to give it a rough chop like this. We're not going to do, it says 1-inch, like 1-inch little cubes. So very easy. This is a dish that is delicious and comes together very quickly. My grocery store did not have flank steak. I normally get my flank steak at Trader Joe's, but Trader Joe's doesn't have everything that I need usually. So when I'm gonna make a recipe that requires stuff that I know the grocery store will have and Trader Joe's won't, I'll just get everything at the grocery store. My grocery store is selling grass-fed meat, so I can get that there, which is why I started going to Trader Joe's. Alright, so we got that done. Go ahead and get these put onto a plate. I'm going to go ahead and mince my garlic now. Get that out of the way. I was looking on Amazon for a garlic mincer, and all of them that I saw came with like a charging, like you have to charge them, and I'm like, what is it with everything in life now has to be charged? You know, I'd be happy with like a pull string one or something, I don't know, or one of the kind that you just, I don't know. Just because I would like to have my own minced garlic. I mean, I live literally next to where most of the garlic is grown, so I feel like I can get a good deal on it, and I would love to mince my own and just have a big jar of it in my kitchen for recipes. So anyways, alright, we got that out of the way. Go ahead and add it to this plate just to get it out of the way here. Okay, so the recipe called for flank, and like I said, my grocery store did not have any flank steaks, not even in the butcher section, so I went ahead and picked up the skirt steak. Now, the two are very similar. A flank steak is wider and shorter and thicker cut, and a skirt steak is a little tougher than flank, but it does carry more of an intense flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. We want this cut into strips, and when you're cutting, okay, so here's my flank steak. It's quite large, and it says in the recipe to cut against the grain. Now, some of you might know exactly what that means, but for those of you who don't, I'm just going to take a second to explain it. If you see, a skirt steak and a flank steak are the two easiest cuts of meat that you can see the grain of the meat, and you can see very specific grains. The meat, it's going this way in the meat. You see how the grains are going across this way? Well, the recipe is calling for cutting against the grain. So, I'm gonna cut this with the grain just to cut it in more manageable pieces here. So, in order to cut it into strips, let me get a plate here, plate off to the side here. We want to cut against the grain. So the grains are running this way, we're gonna cut this way. And I find that when you're making dishes that don't take long to cook, the thinner that you cut to the meat, the better. It's going to cook just fine. It's got plenty of cooking time, but it's not going to be as tender as if you were going to be cooking it for a long period of time. So just take the time to cut your meat pieces a little thinner. It'll just help with that. And I know in my last video I asked for you guys to send in family recipes. Hopefully by the time this video comes out I will have some in my inbox. My email is always in the description. Okay, we got our meat all prepped. Okay, now we're gonna whisk together the sauce. So we're gonna take our garlic here, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, a teaspoon of ginger, and a tablespoon of cornstarch. And give that a whisk. Smells amazing. Okay, I have this on high. I'm gonna turn it down. I'm learning my lesson here. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to the pan. And we're gonna get our peppers in there. We are only cooking these until they are tender. These are good. Oh, it smells good. Peppers smell delicious. Oh, so good. I was shocked this recipe didn't call for onions. So for those of you who do not like onions, bravo. Alright, set those aside. Now we're going to go ahead and add our meat. Now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put that on the bottom of the pan like that. And I'm just going to resist the urge to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. I want this to get a nice brown on the bottom before I flip it over. Oh boy. Okay. Oh no, that's good. Just like that, guys. So I let all of the liquid come down off of this. I thought it was burning, but it's not. Because I cleaned the kitchen, loaded the dishwasher, got the rice going in the rice cooker. This is going to help tenderize the meat. Because it has such a slow cooking, or a short cooking time, I like my meat tender. I don't like chewy meat. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this now that it's all browned, and let this meat stew for a second to, again, further the breakdown of the meat. Just like that. Pretty much just enough to deglaze the pan. Maybe a little bit more, and that is it. I'm gonna turn my stove down to medium-low, and I'm just gonna let this simmer for a minute, just again to tenderize the meat a little bit more, and I wanna get rid of all that liquid once again. Okay, sorry if it's loud, the dryer is my last load of the day. All right, this is exactly what I want. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the peppers back in. And that lovely broth that you made, or sauce. I'm gonna go ahead and pour that in. Give that a mix. And we're just gonna let this simmer for a couple of minutes. Okay guys, we are done. I've had it on low, like really low. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Let's go ahead and serve up a bowl. Okay, I went ahead and served up a bowl with some rice, some white rice, and the smell is so good. This is a quick, delicious meal. Very hot. Oops. And that meat tenderized really nicely. I don't know if you can see. It tenderized real nice. That's about the thinness that you want in your meat. So, okay. You get a pepper, some meat, a little bit of rice. So good. Yep. This is a home run. Yeah. That meat, cutting it against the grain helps with tenderizing it and cooking it the way I cooked it, because like I said, it's a really short cooking time, and the longer the meat cooks, the more tender it gets, so you have to kind of trick it. So I did. Foot stomping good. We'll be enjoying that with some sriracha. I hope that today's video gave you a quick under 30 minute recipe to add to your collection. It is delicious. I promise you everybody in your family is going to enjoy this, especially if you like the pepper steak at Panda Express. It's very similar to that, and it took 20 minutes to put together from beginning to end. The hardest part was cutting the meat. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about today's video. Give the video a big thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!